Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'm doing a solo playthrough of the Fractures of Time expansion to Anachrony. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am set up now to play a solo game of Anachrony using Fractures of Time, playing with the Path of Unity. This is the big one. So at the same time I released this video, I also released a rules video for Fractures of Time, going over how to play both multiplayer and solo. I talk about the Path of Unity as well, so if you need info on all of that, you can go watch that video as well. Otherwise, this one's just going to be the playthrough. I'm not going to do a lot of explaining. So I'm all set up here, and I've got Era 0 here, and then everything is set up with the buildings and the experiments with just a single one in the secondary stack right now. And then in addition to the main Fractures of Time expansion, I'm also playing with variable anomalies, alternate timelines, and the Neutronide buildings. And I have made sure to include today all of the Fractures of Time super projects. So this first one here is actually a promo one, but it's only compatible with Fractures of Time, and the other 5 are all from Fractures of Time. So I shuffled them all up. This is the way that they came out, but I'm trying to demo that as best I can today. And then I've also included both of the solo objective cards up there from Fractures of Time, and then the third one I drew randomly, which was just the water card. So this one is for having flux cores on my fracture device, and this one is for having experiments. And then I'm using the B side of the Path of Unity here, but then for my evacuation conditions, I've got the A side. So I need to, in order to evacuate, have the second slot of each of these standard building spaces filled, and then I'll get extra points for having operators. And my leader is Castian, who, when I take a blink action, I can spend 1 water, and if I blinked with an operator, I can return them to the active or motivated column instead of the tired column. And I am playing with the asymmetrical side of the fracture device here, so these 2 spaces will cost a water to use. This space, the first time I place a flux core there, I gain a genius, and my fracture device can be improved or upgraded 5 times. So I think that's roughly what we need to know to get started. So I've got a draw bag here. These are the exhausted and charged energy cores that I'll be drawing from the bag. Again, these are 3D printed tokens. I imagine these will be for sale on Etsy shortly on the store that I co-own with some friends. That's Brain Bucket Games. There's a link in the description. We're going to be selling energy cores and flux tokens and custom bags. It's going to be a really nice set coming soon at time of this video's release. There we go. So there's that bag. And then for the other bag, today I'm using standard cardboard resources while we work on our prototypes, but there are 3 empty flux casings and 1, filled flux core. I don't know if you should call it charged or what, but throwing these in this red bag here. I'll shuffle that up. And Chronosis will acquire more energy cores and flux cores throughout the game, and we'll add them to the bags. I've got my starting resources plus an additional water for being the second player, and the Path of Unity when playing with Fractures of Time, which Path of Unity has to play with Fractures of Time, but when playing Path of Unity, always follow the starting resources on that setup card. When you play Fractures of Time with any other path, you gain 1 less energy core, but you also gain 1 additional flux core and 1 operator. But let's get started now with Era 0. And so the only thing we do in Era 0 is the warp phase. So what might I want to warp? Well, I'm looking at, I think I really like this this super project here, Far Future Plantations. So every time you advance on the time travel track, you gain a flux core. And so I might like to try and go for that. So maybe I should warp in some things that will help me to acquire that sooner. So maybe I'll warp in just 1 titanium. I don't think I'm going to warp in 2 things because there's no bonuses here for me to get, and I suspect that Chronosis will also place 1 warp tile, and then we'll both be rolling for paradoxes instead of just me. So let's see what Chronosis does as the first player. 1. Yep, okay, as suspected. So here's 1 warp tile for Chronosis, 1 for me, and I will gain 1 titanium. Here we go. And now we go to the first era. So first we start with the preparation phase. We need to advance all these building stacks. Refresh is maybe the right word, including the variable anomaly stack and this experiment. Okay, now I've already set up the mines and the recruit worker pool, so we don't need to do anything there. And now we also reveal the next super project. So let's see what that's going to be. This one is Blink Stabilizer. Ooh, that's a really good one too. So I might like that one even more. So whenever you have to roll the flux die, you subtract 2 from that roll. So it really helps to prevent more glitches. So that was the preparation phase. Now we do the paradox phase, and Chronosis rolls first. So for all previous eras, we are tied on era 0. So Chronosis rolls and I roll. So let's see what happens. 1 paradox token for Chronosis. 1 paradox token for me. Okay, let's put that there. All right, so we've got our paradox tokens. Now we go to the power-up phase, and Chronosis will be first. Chronosis starts with 3 suits because we're pre-impact, and then I draw energy cores out of this bag. Draw 3 cores. Chronosis can have up to 6 suits. So we have a charged energy core, an exhausted energy core, and a charged energy core. So the exhausted one goes back in the bag. These 2 go away. 2 more charged exosuits for Chronosis. And now I get to power up, and I do start, of course, with the glitch here. So I can have 5 suits at max right now. But I'll take the 3 for free to start off with, and I might just leave it at that. So of the 2 spaces I have left, I gain 1 water each. The glitch space, I do not gain any water. So getting rid of some glitches would be nice for sure. And now we go to the warp phase for era 1. And I think I'm going to want some breakthroughs. So maybe I will warp in a scientist. Ooh, and let's fix that. There we go. And let's maybe grab a gold as well. Let's start with that. And let's see what Chronosis does as the first player. Ooh, 2. Okay. 2 warp tiles for Chronosis. That means I'm going to gain a paradox. I guess I was probably going to gain 1 anyway. But 2 is good anyway because that's going to be an additional paradox roll for Chronosis. So I'm going to gain gold and hold on here. I got to pay 1 water for that scientist. Let's do that. And then I gain my gold and another paradox token. Don't love that. And then I can advance my morale track. And let's not forget to grab that scientist. So morale track goes up. That's good. And here is the scientist. Okay, so now we can start with the action rounds with Chronosis going first. You know the drill. Let's go. All right, 4. So Chronosis is going to build a factory. And there are no blink-ready suits, so we're just going to deploy a regular suit. Like so. These are both worth 2 victory points, so they will start with the secondary stack here. Okay, and I am playing with action tiles over here, C0, 4, 5, and 6, but they're all on their B sides. Ooh, and that is a very nice factory. I might like to get that myself. But let's start by researching. We'll put a scientist into a powered up suit, go to the research space, and I guess I've really got to decide which of these is more important to me. Maybe I'll start with the blink stabilizer and see where we go from there. So I will set 1 die to the society face and then roll the shape die. Triangle, all right. So now I've got 1 of these, and now we go back to Chronosis and roll 3. So one thing I forgot. Place that energy core. That is a blink ready suit. So I rolled a 3. Chronosis would like to take a construct action to build a life support building. So we check for blink ready suits. Chronosis does have one, but it's on the same action that Chronosis is trying to take. So that suit will not be available, and there are no other blink ready suits. So Chronosis will take the action by just deploying a suit as normal. Right there. And life support, that is going to be, this one's 3 victory points, this one is 1. So we're going to take this one, and then I'll add the energy core to that suit to show that it is blink ready. Okay, 2 blink ready suits for Chronosis. Now we advance the token, take the die, and it's my turn. And I think I am going to spend a flux core to blink. So I need to roll the flux die and the glitch die. And if the flux die rolls greater than 1, 2, 3, that's how many empty spaces I have here. The genius bonus does not count as covering that space. So 1, 2, 3. If it's greater than 3, then I'm going to gain a glitch. So I got a 50-50 shot. 5. Oh man, yeah, I'm gaining a glitch and I'm gaining it on an exosuit bay. So I will put that here for now. I don't love that. But now I can blink with this suit. So I'm going to blink over to here. You can blink onto the valley board, just not off of it. And I'm going to remove the scientist, but the scientist does gain a discount because I'm going to gain an experiment. So the scientist returns to my tired column here. And now for the cost of just 1 gold, I'm going to gain this experiment nanofilters. So I suppose I'll put that maybe here. I don't know how many of these I'm going to get. But now every time I construct a life support building, I gain 3 water. And then at the end of the game, I will gain 1 victory point per life support building that I have. So now it is Chronosis' turn again. Let's roll. 2. That is another construct. I was really hoping that wouldn't be the case. I wanted anything but that too, but okay. So Chronosis is going to construct. The only blink ready suits Chronosis have are on the construct action, so they will not blink. So they will again use a suit to go here. So here's another blink ready suit for Chronosis, and they will construct a power plant, and this is 4 victory points, this is 2. So they will take this one. And back to me. And I'm going to put an engineer into a suit and go here to the mines. And which spot do I want? I think I'll go here. Now remember, the right space is infinite, so I'm going to grab a uranium and then 1 titanium from here. And now it is Chronosis again, so let's roll. 5. So Chronosis would like to recruit. So Chronosis does have blink ready suits on the board, and we know that there's tokens in the bag. And the blink ready suits are on construct spaces, and there are no construct tokens up there coming up. So we're going to draw 1 token out of this bag and see if Chronosis blinks. No, we got an empty flux casing. So this just gets set aside. And why don't I put it right here? So Chronosis decides not to blink, even though they could. So instead, Chronosis will place an exosuit the old-fashioned way on a recruit space, and they will recruit 1 admin and gain 1 victory point. So we'll put that there and advance the 5 token. Okay, back to me. And I'm going to put a scientist in this suit and take another research action. So I'll go here, and I just need 1 of anything. So you know what? I'm going to set this shape 1 to time travel and get any, that's the icon one. I'll get the time travel icon of any shape. I got a square. So I've got 1 of these. So that will satisfy that criteria, but it also gives me the ability, to do this one as well if I change my mind. So now we go back to Chronosis again and roll. And we have a 3. So Chronosis would like to take a time travel action and can, even though it's era 1, because there is a warp tile here in era 0. So this comes off the timeline, and we advance the time travel track for Chronosis, and then advance the token, and retrieve the die, okay? And that's really not a bad idea. Maybe I should be thinking about doing that too. Although I'm gaining an anomaly almost certainly during the next paradox phase anyway, so maybe I won't sweat it. And what I'd really like to do is construct. I want this this life support, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get it because Chronosis is not freeing up any of those construct spaces. So I'm kind of in a tough spot right now. I've only got 1 blink left, but I can use that blink to get more blinking. Let's place this flux core on this space, which will cost me 1 water. Oh, no, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I have a different idea. Oops, took the wrong one. I'm going to place an operator here and spend 2 water and remove 2 glitches. And I'm taking this one off of my fracture device, and then I will take one of these off of this board here. And you know what? I forgot that I could have placed, when I gained that glitch, I could have placed it here because the Path of Unity has this extra spot, but I guess I'll save that for later. That's fine. So I took my turn with my operator. Now it is back to Chronosis. Let's roll. Get off of those construction spaces. We have a 3. So Chronosis wants to take this extract action, and when Chronosis does that, they gain 2 flux cores and 2 energy cores, and on this B side, they additionally gain 2 more flux cores, so that's going to be a lot of cores. But Chronosis does have blink-ready suits, including, I'll remember, I promise, including that one there. So Chronosis has blink-ready suits that could blink into this space. Let's draw a token from the bag. 1 in 3 chance here that Chronosis will blink, but not this time, an empty flux casing. So Chronosis will use a regular suit and go here and gain 4 flux cores and 2 energy cores. And this suit is not blink ready because you cannot blink off of that board. So I'm not going to add a token to that suit, but 2 more energy cores go into this bag, and then 4 of these flux cores go into this bag. So we should start seeing Chronosis do quite a bit of blinking after this. So now we'll advance this 4 token to here. And nope, not the 4, the 3. There we go. Retrieve the die, and now it's my turn. And I could really use some water about now. I don't think I'm off to a fantastic start, but I guess I'm going to blink. So I'm going to take this flux core and place it here now because that spot is open. And I will blink with this scientist to this space. So first I need to roll these 2 dice. And I rolled a 5, and I've only got 3 spaces. So that would be another glitch to one of my bays. I will use this opportunity to put that glitch here. All right, so that spot doesn't really harm me except for the victory points at the end of the game. And now to go to that space, I need to spend 2 water. And now I can take this extract action, and I sent a scientist, so I gain 1 flux core plus either 2 flux cores or 2 energy cores. And I think I'm going to just take the 3 flux cores. So I've got those there, and then retrieve that scientist to my tired column. Back to Chronosis now. All right, they rolled a 3. They would like to construct a super project, but they do not have any breakthroughs. So that's just a failed action. So 1 victory point, advance the 3 token back to me. And they did not free up any construct spaces. So that's a real problem because I've left this 1 engineer available, but they can't blink to a place they've already been. They can't go to the mines. Obviously not construct. I can't, well, I guess I could recruit. I just couldn't recruit a genius, and maybe that's fine. Oh, but I can't blink to that space because it would cost me 1 water to place the flux core and then 1 water to go to that space. I only have 1 water, so I won't be blinking with that engineer, at least not to that space. So I think I'm actually going to pass. I'm kind of out of stuff to do. Really, the only actions I could see are I could force awake my workers, but there's no benefit to that, or I could blink this engineer to either trade with the nomads or gain water, but that's going to probably gain me another glitch, and I don't think that's really worth it. So I will pass. Let's let Chronosis keep going now. So we've rolled another 3. Chronosis would like to remove an anomaly, but they don't have one. So that's another victory point for the failed action. Oopsie. Move the 3 token and roll again. Chronosis is just going to keep going. Another 3. So Chronosis would like to construct. There are no available spaces. So at this point, the Chronosis will pass because it passes when it decides not to blink or cannot blink and does not have any more suits to place. So it would like to take the construct action. It has no suits to place. It cannot blink in this scenario. So I'm going to call that a pass. I think that makes sense. And now we go to the cleanup phase. So I'll retrieve all the suits and the workers. I will advance the building stacks and the experiment stack. I'll reveal the next super project. I'll take care of the mines and the recruit pool. And then we will be in the paradox phase of era 2. So here we go. All right, and I'm just about set for the second era. One thing I forgot, take these 2 empty flux casings and they go back in this bag at the beginning of each era. So those are in there now as well. So we are in the second era. I need to do a lot of building. I have no buildings after era 1, and that's really a problem, especially considering my evacuation conditions. I just got totally locked out of constructing in the first era, so I've got to remedy that in era 2. But we start by rolling for paradoxes, and Chronosis is first, and they only have to roll one time. So let's roll. And one paradox token, okay? So here's one paradox for Chronosis. And now I have to roll twice, and a single paradox will get me an anomaly. And there we go. There it is. So I gain an anomaly. I stop rolling. And I don't especially love either of these anomalies, but I guess I'll take this one. And I've got to place it leftmost somewhere. I guess I'll do down here. And so now every time I put a genius in an exosuit, I need to spend one victory point. And if I can't do that, I can't place the genius in the suit. But we are pre-impact, so I can remove one warp tile from the timeline. And let's get this one off of era 0, so I don't have to roll there. And now we go to the power-up phase. Chronosis is first, so it's got its 3 suits already. Let's draw 3 more tokens. We've got empty, charged, and charged. Okay, so those 2 go away. The empty goes back in, and Chronosis has 5 suits again for this era. And now I get to power up some suits, and let's do 1, 2, 3. And do I want a 4th? I think I do. So we will spend 1 energy core, and now I gain 1 water for that spot. The glitch spot is still preventing me from gaining that water. Oop, and I didn't retrieve that operator. There we go. So now we go to the warp phase, and I think I'm going to put out 2 warp tiles. I'm going to go with water and titanium. And let's roll, not that one, this one for Chronosis. 2. Oh, that's too bad. I didn't see that coming. Felt pretty safe, but okay, 2 for Chronosis, no bonuses or penalties. And then I get 2 water and a victory point, so I'll start there. 2 water and a victory point, and then I'll get 1 titanium, but now I've got to decrease my morale track once. So here's the titanium. So that's kind of a bummer, but now we start the action rounds with Chronosis. Let's roll for Chronosis's first turn. 4. And so that is the assimilate action. So they have no blink ready suits. They'll just send a suit here. And so Chronosis is going to roll this die to decide what to take. So a circle is an operator and a flux core. A triangle is a tech, and a square, there'll be a tiebreaker. All right, so we have a circle. So that's 1 operator, which counts as a wild for Chronosis. So it goes in the topmost space, and then 1 flux core as well. So another, whoopsie, flux core into the bag. And this tile also grants a victory point. So we'll do one of those. We advance the 4 token, which comes down to here. And now it's my turn. And I think I'd better construct while I have the opportunity. So let's put an engineer in this suit, go here, and I'm going to start by constructing a life support. I really need one. So it costs 2 titanium. I get a 1 titanium discount, and I grab this life support here. So I'll place it on its space. Now, because I built a life support, I gain 3 water thanks to that experiment. And now Chronosis can go again. And we have a 4. So Chronosis is going to the mines. There are no blink-ready suits. So it's going to take this top spot, gain a uranium and a neutronium. All right, advance the 4 token. And back to me. And I'm going to take my other engineer here, get in an exosuit, and I'm going to take a recruit action and recruit this admin and gain 1 victory point for that. Okay, so what I'd like to do is blink this engineer over to here to get energy cores, and then later send the admin over to here to recruit the genius, because I need the genius to take this action to wake everybody up without forcing them awake. But let's see what Chronosis does before I start planning out the whole rest of my turn. Oh, and this needs to be a charged suit, a blink ready suit. Okay, let's roll. We have a 4. So Chronosis would like to construct, and we have a blink ready suit that could construct, so we're going to draw from this bag, and we get, yes, a flux core. So this flux core gets discarded, and we also remove this blink readiness. This is no longer a blink ready suit. comes here, and Chronosis will construct a lab. So these are both 2 victory points. It's going to prefer the secondary stack. Advance the 4 token. And that was Chronosis' turn. So here's how I'm going to follow that. I'm going to force my workers awake, decrease the morale track. I gain an operator, an admin, and 3 scientists. And that was a free action. And now I'm going to put an operator in a suit. And I'm going to come up here and take this action. I spend 2 water to use that spot, and I think it makes me the first player no matter what. I don't really want to be first player. I don't know if you can skip that benefit, so I'm going to go ahead and become the first player just to be conservative about following the rules. And now I'm going to construct this super project. I'm taking the construct action, if that wasn't clear. So the operator does not get a discount, but I get to construct. So 2 titanium, 2 gold, and then 2 breakthroughs. One of them needs to have the society icon on it. So I have all of these. These get spent. And now I've built this in focus super project. I have to place it all the way to the left. So it's either got to be on the factory track or the power plants. I guess I'll put on the factory track. And so every time I blink, I can subtract 2 from the flux die now. That's pretty cool. I am excited about that. So let's have Chronosis go now. Roll 5. So Chronosis would like a breakthrough. They have no blink-ready suits, so they'll go the old-fashioned way. And let's roll the research dice. We've got triangle and society. There you go. Advance the 5 token. And back to me. And I am going to blink. So I'm going to spend 1 flux core. That goes here. I have to spend 1 water to use that spot as well. But I'm going to blink using my operator, so I do not need to roll for glitches. So I'm going to take my operator and blink from the world capital space down here to this research space, which also costs me 1 water to go there. And then I can take a research action. And I don't really care what I get. I just want to really upgrade this board, I think. So I'm going to roll both of these. So I've got technology and circle. Okay, and now I'm going to use my leader's ability. I'm going to pay 1 water so that when I retrieve this operator, they come back motivated instead of tired. And now Chronosis goes again, and I hope they construct with either a 3 or a 5, so 50-50 chance. They rolled a 2, and I keep forgetting this suit here is charged. We got to remember that one's blink ready. So a 2, they would like to go to the mines, and they do have a blink ready suit that could go to the mines, so we've got to draw from this bag. And we have, a charged flux core. Okay, so they're going to spend it and blink. So this suit's going to blink over to the mines. Let's take this. And they're going to take this spot here to gain a gold and a titanium, which they will then spend for 5 victory points because they now have all 5 resources. So pretty decent move for Chronosis. We'll advance the 2 token. And I get to go again now. And before I forget, let's take this free action and gain 3 water. Oops, that's a glitch. There we go, free action marker. And so there's my 3 water. And now I will take this operator and place them here on this space, which costs 2 water. But now I can place a breakthrough tile here to advance this 1 space and gain 2 victory points as well. So here's 2 victory points. And there's a reward here. So when I place a flux core there for the first time, I gain 2 flux cores. We're going to use these cardboard ones so I don't mix them up with my own, and I'll place them sideways. So that is a possible reward for me to earn. And now Chronosis goes again. What is it? A 3. So Chronosis would like to construct. That's what I was hoping for. But they have no flux or blink-ready suits, so they're going to construct using a regular suit. And going up here, and now Chronosis will be first player. That's kind of what I wanted. So here we go. This is a blink-ready suit. I remembered that time. And Chronosis is going to take a life support, and this is 2 victory points. This is 1. So we'll take this one and advance a 3 token. Okay. And I'm going to take an admin and put them in this last suit. I'm just going to go straight to here, which means I won't be able to blink away, but I really want that space. So I'm going to spend 1 water. Because I sent an admin, I gain a flux core, and then I'm going to recruit another operator. I think that's a good idea. And now Chronosis can go 2. So Chronosis would like to come to that spot. I'm glad I took it before they did. They've got one blink ready suit up there, so let's see if they blink. So we'll draw from here. What do we have? A Flux Core. Okay, so Chronosis blinks. So we can remove that token. They're blinking to this spot here. And this tile gains them 1 victory point. And that makes 5 singles. So let's make some change. And now we're going to roll this die to see what action Chronosis takes. Circle. So again, it would like to recruit an operator, but there are none there. The booklet states, if Chronosis attempts to recruit an operator and there are none left, it is a failed action and it takes 1 VP. So because it's a failed action, I don't think it gains another Flux Core for that. So we're going to advance the 2 token. Where does it go? Over to there. Okay. And I get to go now. And I'm going to blink. So I'm going to place a Flux Core here, and I gain this Genius. That's pretty nice to have. And now I need to roll for glitches. And I've only got 2 open spots here, but I subtract 2 from the dice roll. So let's see. So I rolled a 3, subtract 2 is 1. 1 is not greater than my 2 open spots, so no glitch this time. That's nice. And I am blinking with this suit and this engineer to this space, and the engineer gains 1 energy core, and I think I'm going to take 2 energy cores as my other part of the extract action, and then I retrieve this engineer to the tired column. And I've now freed up a construct action, and so I hope to send this suit there with a blink, as long as Chronosis doesn't roll a 5 and take that spot. So let's see. 3. So Chronosis would like to take a time travel action, and surely can. So this warp tile is removed. Advance the time travel space, advance the 3 token. And as usual, I am not feeling very good score-wise right now. I think I'm getting outplayed by quite a bit, but that's how I always feel playing Anachrony against Chronosis, and typically my scores are pretty high. I haven't had any trouble winning, but every time I play, I think, man, this is the one where I get my butt kicked. And so I have that feeling again now, but I don't know if I should trust it. But let's figure out what I'm going to do next, and I think it's got to be Construct. So I'm blinking again, which is probably going to earn me a glitch. It cost me 1 water to put that Flux Core there. And so now I need to roll because I'm blinking with an engineer. Yeah, I rolled a 5. Minus 2 is 3. 3 is greater than my 1 empty spot. So I'm getting a glitch, and it's going to be on a couple of these endgame scoring conditions. So let's put 1 on the water one and 1 on the experiment one. So those are my glitches. Now I can still do my action. So I'm moving my engineer to here. Let's bring them back into the tired column. They get a 1 titanium discount when they build. And I'm going to build this life support here, which will cost a uranium. 2 titanium minus 1 is 1 titanium, 1 water, and 1 flux core. That last flux core might get me in trouble, but I'm building this life support here. I really wanted this one. So that space is filled now, and because I built a life support, I gained 3 water. Okay, and back to Chronosis now. We have a 3, so Chronosis would like to extract, but there is no space there. So because there's no place to put the suit, Chronosis is that's a failed action, and Chronosis loses a suit. So here's a victory point for the failed action. We're going to advance the token, remove a suit, but Chronosis does still gain the 2 flux tokens for that. Because in this case, you have an action and you gain flux tokens. So even though that was a failed action, they still gain the flux tokens. But earlier, when Chronosis wanted to go here and recruit an operator, but they couldn't, that action is for Chronosis to gain an operator and a flux core. So it's all one action, and the flux core is contingent on the operator. So because they couldn't gain an operator, they didn't get the flux core in that case. So that's why I ruled it the way I did. But now it's back to me, and I've got no more suits and no more blinking I can do, but I can send an operator here and spend 2 water to remove 2 glitches. And I would like to remove this endgame scoring glitch off the experiment one, and then this one off of this exosuit bay. And now it's back to Chronosis again. And we have a 3. So Chronosis would like to construct a super project, but does not have the ability to blink and does not have a suit. So Chronosis passes instead, and now it's back to me. But I don't really have the resources or ability to do much. I could theoretically remove this anomaly, but I think I want to wait until I build something here to satisfy this evacuation criteria first. So I will pass as well. So that is the end of Era 2. I'm going to do the cleanup phase and then preparation for Era 3, and I will see you in Era 3 Paradox phase. Here we go. All right, so we are ready now for the Paradox phase of Era 3. Not looking great for me, but Chronosis is first player and will therefore roll first, and they've got to roll one time just for Era 2. So let's not roll that die. This one. Let's hope they get an anomaly. Yes, one paradox leads to an anomaly for Chronosis. Now, both of these warp tiles allow Chronosis to remove a warp tile from the timeline because we are pre-impact, and they're both -3 victory points. So the tiebreaker is going to be the secondary stack. This is the one Chronosis takes, and they can remove one warp tile. And let's just note before I do that I need to roll for both of these eras. But this one will be the one that they remove, and now I can roll. So I need to roll twice. So I've got one paradox, a second paradox. Okay. 1, 2, don't love it. And now we're in the power-up phase. Chronosis is first. Again, pre-impact, starting with 3 suits. We draw 3 tokens. So we've got exhausted core, second exhausted core, and a charge core. So 1 exhausted core back in the bag, 1 more suit for Chronosis. And what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I have a lot less of a plan this playthrough. I'll take these 3 free ones, and I think I'm going to take 2 more suits. So spend 2 energy cores and then gain 1 water. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Oop, these free action tokens weren't retrieved. Neither were these operators. Yeah, I don't have a plan. I don't know what's going on, but now at least I have some suits. That should give me some options. But now we go into the warp phase. And I'm going to do 2 again, even though that's not serving me well at all to this point. But it'll give me a chance to get that double, which would be nice. So I'm going to do a flux core, I think, and I think let's grab a uranium. Let's try that. So let's see what Chronosis does as first player. Not blank. Okay, 1. So Chronosis places 1 warp tile, ignoring the penalty. I place 2. I don't get the double, but I do get 1 victory point. So I'll take it. So I've got 4 right now. Let's replace those with a 5. So I've got a flux core, a uranium, and my 5th victory point. So now we go into the action rounds. Chronosis is first player. Let's roll. 4. So Chronosis would like to recruit a genius, and that is doable. So let's go here, and that is a blink ready suit. So show that it's charged. Recruit the genius. Yeah, so Chronosis does do that, even though they already have the genius spot filled. All right, it's just too much of a reach. I can't make it look pretty. But now I can advance the 4 token, and I can take a turn doing who knows what. I think I'll start by sending a scientist, to take a research action. Let's go here. I don't really care what I get as long as it's not technology. So let's set this to, warfare. We'll roll the shape die. Got a circle, okay. So there's my breakthrough, and Chronosis goes now. 4. So Chronosis wants to construct a factory. They do have a blink-ready suit that's available. So let's draw from the bag. And we get... what do we get? There we go. Yep, a flux core. Okay. So Chronosis is going here, remove that core, and construct a factory. This one is worth 3. This one's 2. So we're taking this one. That is the interlocking building. It's really cool. I kind of wanted it, but it didn't make sense with my board layout after I got that super project. So we advance the 4 token, and now it's my turn again. And I'm going to take this free action to force awake my workers. So I get 2 operators, 1 admin, and 2 engineers. And now I can take my main action, and I'm going to put an operator in a suit, and I'm going to go to the mines. I'm going to go to this top spot and gain a uranium and a neutronium. Okay, and Chronosis goes now. Whoopsie. Try that again. 4. Man, I didn't want that to happen. So Chronosis is going to assimilate. They've got no blink ready suits, so they come here. Let's roll this. We have square. So they're going to look at how many operators do they have and how many experiments do they have, and they're going to take whichever they have less. And they have 1 operator up there under that genius is an operator. So they're going to take an experiment, or I keep calling them experiments, they're technologies. The technology comes from the secondary stack, so this one. And Chronosis doesn't interact with it at all, but they just gain 3 victory points for it at the end of the game. And then because we're on the B side here of that token, they also gain 1 victory point, and now we advance that token. And back to me. And I'm again going to put an operator in a suit and go to the mines. And I think this time I will take a titanium and a neutronium. So back to Chronosis. A 2. So Chronosis will recruit, and they have no blink ready suits, so they're just going to use a regular suit, and they're going to come here and get a scientist plus a victory point. And let's just make that a 5, take these 4 away, advance the 2 token to here, and back to me. But that is a charged up suit that's blink ready. So I am going to blink now. So I'm going to place my last flux core here on this space, which then gets me 2 new flux cores as a one-time bonus. There we go. And I'm going to blink with an operator, so I don't need to roll the flux die, and I don't need to roll for glitches. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to go here. I don't get any sort of bonus, but I'm going to take 2 energy cores. So I think I'm going to need those in the next era. And then I'm going to use my leader's ability to pay 1 water to bring this operator back motivated. Nice. And you know what? Not a big deal, but I'm also going to take a free action here to gain 3 water. Okay, cool. And now Chronosis goes. Let's roll. 4. So Chronosis wants to go to the mines and does have a blink ready suit that could go to the mines. So let's draw from the bag. I know Chronosis got a bunch of flux cores early on, but they got to be starting to get low, right? Yeah, there's an empty flux casing. Okay. So not blinking, just using a regular suit, going to the mines and taking a gold and a titanium. And that is now a blink ready suit. Advance the 4 token, take the die, and I get to go again. And I'm going to put a engineer into a suit and take a construct action. I need that pretty desperately, I think. So I'm going to spend 1 water to go to that space, and I'm going to construct a power plant. So it's going to cost me 1 water, 1 titanium with the discount, and 1 neutronium. And I don't really love either of these, but I really need like some time travel ability. So I'm going to take this one and place it here. Oh, and there's the interlocking one. Man, I wish I could have gotten that. I suppose I could next time. But that was my action, so Chronosis goes next. And rolled a 3. So Chronosis would like to construct, does not have a suit available on the board, but has 2 blink-ready suits that could go up to that World Council space and construct. So let's draw from the bag to see if Chronosis will blink or pass. Blink. Okay, we've got a good flux score this time. So we start on the bottom row, no blink ready suits there, and we always go from left to right. Then we go to the top row, and we've got this one. So Chronosis will blink from here to here, spending this core. And now Chronosis will construct a super project. So they are spending this breakthrough tile and constructing the super project in the present or past era worth the most victory points. And that's going to be this present one, Fracture Duplicator, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. All right. So now it's me again, and I'm now remembering that I did want to become first player for the next era and get these extra victory points. That would have been good. But that opportunity's gone. But I think right now I'm going to send a scientist here to time travel 2 eras back. 1, 2, and I'm going to pay back this scientist from my active column. And now I get that warp tile back. And I can advance the time travel track, so that's good. And Chronosis goes again. 4. So Chronosis would like to construct, but there are no construct spaces available. So Chronosis cannot blink into a construct space, has no other suits. So at this time, Chronosis is going to pass. And now it's back to me for the rest of the round. So I think I'm going to send an admin here and spend that uranium to gain 5 water and a victory point. So there's the VP, here's the water, and I can just keep going now. So I will send an operator from here to here and spend 2 water and gain 2 VP to upgrade the fracture device with another breakthrough of a different icon type. So now we advance this. Now it's at least worth some victory points. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. And now I've got an extra space here. So I think I'm going to get some glitches, and I'm just going to have to live with that. But I'm going to start by blinking. And I'm going to have to roll a 2 because I'm blinking with a scientist. So let's roll these. Probably getting glitches, though. I get that. Oh, a 2. That's amazing. So 2 minus 2 is 0. So I don't get a glitch. That was lucky because the rule for blink stabilizer is x minus 2 minimum 0, not minimum 1. So I don't get a glitch. That's fantastic. So I'm going to blink this scientist to here. I have to pay 2 water, and I'm taking this action, and I'm going to gain 3 flux cores. So now I've got a bunch of flux cores, retrieve the worker. Oh no, that's not going to work. Oh, I confused myself. That's too bad. Well, okay, here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to take that same action, but I'll use this operator, so I didn't really need to roll. That's fine. And then I get 1 less of these flux cores, and I'll pay 1 water to retrieve the operator to the active column. I've got to do it that way because now I need this operator to come here and remove 2 flux cores from the fracture device, and those just go back to the supply. And now I'm going to blink again. Don't worry, the glitches are coming, I'm sure. So I'm going to spend this here, and I'm going to blink with this engineer down here to the mines, and so I got to roll for that. I need to roll a 3 or a 2. A 3, okay, 3 minus 2 is 1. I do have 1 open spot, so no glitches. So I'm going here, I'm gaining a titanium and a gold. Here's the gold, here's the titanium, and then I retrieve the worker, who in this case comes back motivated. Ooh, but now I'm going to be short a little water, aren't I? Well, I know a way to get some water, but it's going to cost me. So flux core, I'm blinking again. I'm going to blink that scientist up to that water purifier. But now I have to roll a 2 again, or I'm in trouble. 3, yep. So I'm getting a glitch on the fracture device is what this says, but it's all full, so I've got to re-roll it until I get a valid location. Time travel space, okay. So I cannot advance this track even if I time travel. And that's too bad because I was about to do some time traveling. But now I'm going from here to here and gaining 4 water and retrieving the worker. All right, there we go. So yeah, my intent was now to put an engineer here and go build another power plant. And I wanted this one, but I would be like wasting some actions because I couldn't advance my time travel track. But I do have to build in these 2 spots if I want to evacuate. I got to get moving. All right, so I know I did a lot of work to do a construct action, but I'm not going to do that now. Instead, I'm going to take an admin and go into this suit and go to this space, which will cost me 1 water. I'm recruiting an operator, and then I'll take that operator and go here and spend 2 water to remove 2 glitches. And I want this one off my time travel track, and I don't think I'm too worried about that scoring one right now. I think I want this flexibility of this space. I'm going to take that glitch off as well. And I think that's going to be it for me. So we're going to go into the cleanup phase now, and we are going into impact as well. So I'll do all the normal cleanup stuff plus the impact stuff, and see you in Era 4 post-impact. Here we go. All right, so we are now in Era 4. We are post-impact. I think I'm getting crushed this game, but let's play it out and see how it goes. So we start with the paradox phase, and I need to roll 1, 2, 3 times, whereas Chronosis only rolls once. We're starting with Chronosis, so let's roll for paradoxes. What'd you get? 1. So here's 1 paradox token for Chronosis. And now I need to roll 3 times, and unless I roll 3 blanks, I'm getting another anomaly, but I'm going to make it work. All right, there we go. So I can stop rolling, take these paradox tokens off. I'm gaining an anomaly, and this one is worth 1 victory point, one more negative victory point than this one. But only this one will allow me to remove a warp tile right now, and there's no ongoing effect. So I just need to place it as far left as possible. So I'll put it here. And now I can remove a warp tile, and I think I'm going to take this one, so I don't have to pay back that flux core. And now we're in the power-up phase. Chronosis is still first player. Post-impact starting with 2 powered-up suits, drawing 3 tokens for a max of 4 suits. So let's see what we get here. We get charged energy core, an exhausted energy core, and another exhausted energy core. So one of those goes back in. 1 more suit for Chronosis. There we go. And now I can power up, and I've got a lot of stuff I need to do. Let's power up this suit, and let's just do all 3 of these as well. Okay, so I don't get any water, and now we go to the warp phase. I think I'll just warp in 1 thing, but what's it going to be? I'm thinking an admin, because that should be easier to pay back. Yeah, let's try that. 1 admin, let's pay the water now, and let's roll to see what Chronosis does. 1 warp tile. So whenever Chronosis would get a bonus from the timeline, they gain 2 victory points regardless of what it says. I will gain 1 victory point for that bonus. And then I gain my admin. Here we go. Okay, and now we're ready to start. Chronosis is first. Let's roll. We've got a 4. Chronosis would like to construct a lab. So Chronosis comes here, ignoring that bonus tile, and this is a blink ready suit. And in case it wasn't obvious, it was, there were 2 additional collapsing capital tiles for this 2-player game, me versus Chronosis, and one of them was here on construct. The other one is that top one on research. So Chronosis goes there. Of the 2 labs, they're both worth 2 victory points, so they're going to go to the secondary stack. And now it's my turn, and I'm going to put an engineer in a suit, and I will construct as well going to this space. So whichever space I construct in, either 1, 2, or 3, I gain that many victory points as my bonus. So I'll leave this like this so I don't forget. Ooh, and I'm sorry, we're taking a free action first to gain 3 water. Let's do that. So now I'm going to construct this power plant here, which will cost a neutronium. I get a 1 titanium discount, 1 gold, and 2 water, and a flux core. Almost forgot that. Very expensive. But now I'm taking this interlocking building, this power plant here, and place it, and I've already got 2 of these that immediately activate, so I can time travel up to 4 eras back. So let's go back to here and pay back this uranium. So this comes back, and that's a time travel action, so this track advances. And then I can also recover 1 warp tile from the timeline, and I think it's going to be, I guess it's got to be one of these. I was going to do the gold, but maybe not. No, you know what? Let's do the gold. Let's do that. Let's take that one back. That one's not a time travel. And then because I built that on the second spot, I gain 2 victory points. So let's take 3 singles and replace them with a 5. Okay, and now the second slot of each of these buildings is full, so I'm currently meeting my evacuation criteria. So now I just want to make sure I have a lot of operators, and at the moment I have 3. So let's see if I can grab those others. But Chronosis is next. Let's roll the die. We've got a 5, so that is construct a power plant. So Chronosis does have a blink ready suit, but it's already on the construct action, so it's not available. So they're going to go here and be the first player. Once again, this suit is blink ready. Let's look at the power plants. This one's worth 2, this one's worth 4. They're taking that one. And now this is an auto leap space. So 1 energy core and 1 flux core for Chronosis go into the bag. So we've got, this is the energy core. This is the flux core. Okay, and advance that token again. And now it's my turn. And I'm going to have my genius go here and spend 3 water. Now I can move my morale track to the right and activate all of my workers. So I've got 3 operators, 2 more admins, and 2 scientists. Back to Chronosis. 3. Chronosis is going to get rid of that anomaly by spending these 2 resources. Oop, and this flux core casing's got to go back in the bag. All right. And back to me. And I'm going to send an admin here to the assimilate action and gain 1 flux core and also recruit an operator. And Chronosis goes again. 4. Chronosis would like to recruit a genius and does have blink ready suits. So let's see if Chronosis is going to blink to recruit a genius. Answer is yes. So we first check this bottom row, nothing. So we check this row, yes, here's a blink ready suit. So they're going to blink from here to here, spending this. And this tile goes away and reveal the collapsing capital tile beneath it. -1 neutronium cost, okay? And Chronosis now recruits this genius, even though they've got several geniuses, and they get 1 victory point as a recruit bonus. And that's it. We advance the token, remove the die, and back to me. And I really need to go to the mines, I think. So I'm going to put an operator in a suit, come here, grab a uranium and a neutronium. And let Chronosis go now. Let's roll. 5. So again, Chronosis would like to recruit. They do have 1 blink ready suit on the main board that is available for the recruit action. So let's draw. And we have an empty flux casing. So choosing not to blink. So sending a suit as normal to this space. Oh, and they'd love to recruit an engineer, but they just don't have that option. So instead, they're going to take this admin and gain a victory point. Here we go. And what was that, a 5? Okay, back to me. And I think I'm getting pretty thirsty. I'm going to move an operator here and spend a uranium to gain 5 water and a victory point. So victory point, 5 water, and back to Chronosis. Let's roll here. We've got a 4, so that's a construct action, and Chronosis does have a blink-ready suit who could construct. So let's draw from the bag again. Shake it really good. There's a few tokens in there. And we've got, yes, we are blinking. So this suit is going to come down here, and we'll take this away. And Chronosis will construct its 3rd factory. This one is 2 victory points, the other is only 1. So that's the one they're taking. Advance to here. And they've got no more blink ready suits and no more suits. So they're definitely going to pass on the next turn. And so I'm going to take admin and suit up and go here for 1 water and recruit another operator for my turn to help with my evacuation conditions. I probably should have focused on operators much earlier. Let's roll for Chronosis. We've got a 5. They'd like to research. They have no more suits, no more blinking abilities, so Chronosis passes, and now I can keep going. So now I'll send another admin here. I'm going to spend a neutronium and a water to remove this anomaly here, and that'll be the end of that admin. And I'll send a scientist here, and I can travel back 1, 2 eras and pay back either the water or the titanium. Probably the titanium. Let's gain that back now and advance my time travel track. Oh, and when I sent my admin here, I should have gotten a flux core as well. There we go. That's the bonus for that spot. And now I'll send an operator here to remove 2 flux cores from my fracture device. And now I'm going to need to blink, and I'm going to need to roll for it, because I'm going to use this engineer. So let's roll 4 minus 2 is 2, and I've only got one open spot left. That's too bad. Oh, and if I had done these next two moves in a different order, I could have avoided that entirely. Well, that's too bad. So that wants me to place a glitch. Oh, on my fracture device. That's a real problem. Well, I'm going to place it on this empty space. I'm glad I kept that open. And now I'm going to blink to here, and it's an engineer, so I recover them, but I'm going to gain 3 power cores. 1, 2, 3. And now, oh, I've got to collapse this. Don't forget. Okay. Let's place another one of these. Blink again, but I'm going to use an operator, so I don't need to roll. And I guess I'm going to blink to here, so I can set both faces of the die when I roll for research, but I don't really care. I'm just going to use it here. So I am going to set this to time travel and roll for the shape. And I got a square. All right, and do I want to pay a water to bring the operator back motivated? I don't think so. I think I've got enough operators to do the stuff I need to do right now. And namely, the stuff I need to do is send an operator here for 2 water and gain 2 victory points for upgrading my fracture device. Here we go. So that's going to be some victory points. And if I had another water, I would go here and get rid of some glitches, but I don't have any more water or any means of getting it. So I think that's going to be it for this era. So we're going to go into the cleanup phase, and we've got one era left, era 5, and I will see you in the paradox phase. Here we go. All right, so we are in Era 5, the final era of this game. I still need to evacuate, but what I'd really like to do is go over here to this breakthrough spot and be able to also gain an experiment that way, or a technology, because then I can score for having a couple of technologies. I wouldn't mind getting these operators so that I can score more when I evacuate, and then really anything on top of any of that is bonus. So let's start with the paradox phase, and Chronosis needs to roll 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I need to roll 2. So we start with Chronosis, first player, 4 rolls, only 2 paradox spaces open, so roll 1. There's 1 paradox and 2 paradoxes. That's it for rolling for Chronosis. And now I need to roll, what did I say, twice. Let's do my rolls. Chronosis gets an anomaly first. I get 1 paradox and a second paradox, but no anomaly. So let's add my tokens, remove Chronosis's. And which of these anomalies will Chronosis take? Neither of them will allow Chronosis to remove a warp tile. This one's only pre-impact, and this one is never. But this one is -6 victory points. This one's -2, so it'll be this one. And now we go to the power-up phase. Chronosis is first, starting with 2 suits, drawing 3 tokens for a maximum of 4 suits post-impact. So we've got an exhausted energy core, a charged energy core, and an exhausted energy core. So 1 exhausted, 1 goes back in the bag, 1 more suit for Chronosis. Here it is. And now I am going to place this free suit, and I'll spend all 3 of these energy cores for 3 more suits. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And I gain no water. And now we've got 1 more warp phase. And I am going to do 2 warp tiles and hope that Chronosis does either 0 or 1, not 2. I'm going to do a uranium and a gold. Let's see what Chronosis is up to. 2. Oh no. All right, that's going to hurt a little bit. So 2 victory points there for that bonus for Chronosis, and that one's blank. Let's take these 3, replace them with a 5. There we go. And then I gain 1 victory point and a uranium. So here's a victory point. Oh, that's my 5th. And a uranium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I gain 1 gold and have to decrease my morale track. So that goes down 1. So that's not great. But the warp phase is done. So now we're going to start with the actions. And Chronosis rolls for 4. Oh, and I'm noticing I left this empty flux casing out of the bag again. Let's replace that. There we go. So 4. Oh, no, assimilate. Okay. Oh, that'll be all right. That'll work out for me. So Chronosis goes here. And I guess we have to roll first. Shoot. Triangle. You're taking my operator. All right. So a couple things are going to happen. This is a wild. So it goes here. And Chronosis also gains a flux core. So that goes in the bag. And now all these spots are filled. Right, one of each, right? With the that last operator standing in for an engineer. So that's 5 victory points. That was a pretty big move. That was a big point swing overall. Oh, and 1 victory point. Oof. So Chronosis gained 6 victory points total and denied me a couple of points. It might cost me a water. So, I mean, good job on Chronosis. Not good for me. All right, so what am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to take this operator and... Oh, that's interesting. I don't have any flux cores. Let me think about this. Well, here's what I do first. I'm going to force awake all my workers because I don't have the water or the genius to pay to wake up my workers. So I get a couple more operators, a genius, 2 admins, an engineer, and a scientist. And yeah, now I'm going to put an operator in a suit, and I'm going to take this research action. So 1, it's just a regular research action. So let's start with that. And I'll just leave them off to the side so I don't forget the bonus. So I will surely use the breakthrough here. So I don't want, let's see, what don't I have? Either genetics or society. Let's set this to genetics, roll for any old shape. We got a square. All right, so there's my breakthrough. And I can gain a technology for either 1 uranium or 1 gold. So I will spend gold and gain this glitch absorber. So free action, I can blink without rolling, and then every glitch I have at the end of the game is worth 1 victory point. So normally they're worth -2, so this makes them worth -1. It makes the impact of leaving your glitches out there not as bad. So now Chronosis is going to go again. We've got a 3. So Chronosis will construct a life support. So they're going here. That's a blink ready suit. Life support, this one's worth 1, this one's worth 2. They're taking this one. All right, and so next, why don't I take an admin in a suit, go here. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's kind of what I got to do. So I spend 1 water to go there, and the admin gains 1 flux core, and I'm going to recruit another operator. Great. Now Chronosis again. And we've got a 4. So Chronosis is looking to go to the mines. They do have a blink ready suit. So let's draw and see if they blink. We've got an empty flux casing. They do not blink. So they'll use their powered up suit, go here and gain a uranium and a neutronium. And this is a blink ready suit. Okay, so now I will take, doesn't really matter, how about an engineer in a suit, and we will evacuate. Wait, why in the world would I send an engineer? It does kind of matter. Take them back. Let's put another operator in that suit and evacuate. And so the first condition is I need the second level of each of these building rows to be occupied either by buildings, super projects, or anomalies. So I meet that condition. That's 6 victory points. And then another 2 VP for every operator I have. So here I have 2. And then I've got a 3rd and a 4th and a 5th. Oh, and a 6th. So that's going to be 18 victory points total, which is not great. Usually I'm aiming to be over 20. So that's a little low. Oops. Grabbed 1 extra single, don't need that. But 18 victory points for the evac. Now that part is done. But now that I'm thinking about it, these guys, I'm very confident they were left out after the last era. I don't think I did those moves this era. So they should have been here when I woke everybody up, so they should be here. Those are available actions. So now it's Chronosis, who could blink this time to do something. We've got a 2, so that is research, but there's no research space available, so Chronosis cannot blink in, has no other suits, so Chronosis is done for the game. So how can I maximize points with the time I have left? Well, I can go here and get 3 water as a free action. 1, 2, 3, and I can send an operator here, spend 2 water to place a breakthrough, advancing this and gaining 2 victory points. Let's take 1, 2, 3, then make it a 5. And now let's spend this flux core to blink using this operator. So they're going to go from there to there. I don't need to roll with the operator. This tile goes away, and then we can reveal the one under it. Oh, an additional research action. That's cool. That'll get me an extra point. So I'm coming here, and I don't get any bonus, but I'll take 2 flux cores. So here we go. And do I need to bring that operator back motivated? I don't think so. No, there's no reason to do that. Let's bring them back tired. That's fine. And then let's spend an engineer here and a uranium to gain 5 water and a victory point. So there's the VP and the 5 water. And let's look at this. I probably don't need this big stack of operators anymore. I'm going to send an operator here and spend 1 neutronium and 1 water to remove an anomaly. So this can go away. And I'll lose the operator. And I would like to time travel back up to 2 eras. So we'll go back to here and pay back this admin from my motivated column. So I gain this warp tile back. That is a time travel action for a couple points. And, I made some mistakes. I shouldn't have done this yet. I should have gone to the mines and spent other resources besides neutronium, because I meant to use it here to upgrade this again. But well, so I've got a suit. I can put someone in it. I've only got 1 blink left in me because I won't be able to upgrade this again. Although I guess I could take 2 off of here. I want to score right for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I took 2 off, blink 1 more time, that'd be okay. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send an operator here to the fracture device and remove 2 flux cores. And then I will spend a flux core and blink with this operator who does not need to roll. I'll come here and I get 2 breakthroughs, and I'll just bring them back tired. So I don't really care what the breakthroughs are at this point. Just in case I've missed something, I might as well set 1 to society and roll it. All right, we've got a triangle, and then I get a second breakthrough, and let's just change the shape. We'll make it a circle and roll for the symbol. Technology circle. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's a path. Okay, we'll send a genius now to the mines. We will go here and gain a gold and a uranium so that we can pay back these warp tokens. Okay, and now we will take this free action to blink without rolling for glitches, and we will blink with this genius to here to trade with the nomads, and we will treat the genius like an admin and trade twice. So we'll trade 3 water for, say, an energy core, and then the energy core for a neutronium. There we go. And then let's bring the genius back. And now I'll send an operator. No, don't need an operator. I'm taking a free action. Here, it just costs a neutronium. And I can add this society tile here and complete my fracture device. So that'll get me some points. So now really the only other thing I can do, I could take this operator, go here, spend 2 water, and remove 2 glitches. My glitches, because of this technology here, are only -1 point each. So that I've only got 2 glitches, 1 and 2. So that would save me 2 points. But by doing that, I would be spending this 2 water, so I couldn't pay that back, so that would cost me 2 points. So it doesn't really matter either way. I'm not going to score anything for that endgame condition, because to get the glitches off, I won't have any water left anyway. So since it's all the same, I'm just going to leave things as they are. So we are now at the end of the game. I need to untangle the continuum. So I've got a uranium and a gold and 2 water, so I don't lose any victory points that way. And let's get this out of here so I can see. And let's score it up, starting with Chronosis. Again, I've got this prototype score tracker. We've actually just finished these. We're printing the first production run right now. So these are not like final colors. These are just test colors. But by the time this video comes out, these should be available for purchase on the Etsy store I co-own with my friends. There's a link in the description. It's Brain Bucket Games, and they come in a set of 5 where the outer edge here will be in player colors. So there'll be, the Path of Harmony's color and the Path of Dominance color, the Path of Unity color. So it'll look a little bit different than this, but it's pretty fantastic. So those will be available with other pieces coming soon. But we'll use this to score for Chronosis. So let's start with the time travel track. That's at 4. I don't know why I started there. Let's start with victory points. So there's 2. So we get to 6, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 11, 21, 31. And now we've got no breakthroughs. Okay, we don't have to score that. We've got 7 victory points for that super project, so that gets us to 38. What do we have here? 4 power plants, another 8. So that's 46. All right, factories is going to be 2, 1, 2, 3, and 2. And life support, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we've got 2 for the first lab, and then 2 for the next lab, and -2 for the anomaly. And then there is 1 technology that is worth 3. So we're up to 65, and I think that is probably it for Chronosis. Feels like enough. That's a pretty high score for Chronosis in my experience, and I don't know if I'm going to beat it. So that was the only prototype that I had, so I'm going to use this Void Vault dial. I chose the sort of purplish one for me. But I've got, let's start with victory points, 10, 20, 35, 36. 6, 36, okay. My time travel track gets me another 8, so 44. My morale track will lose me 6, so down to 38. What else have we got going on here? My fracture device gets me 8, so 46. What was this morale track? -6. Okay. And I've got 1 breakthrough tile left, so that gets me 1 point. I'm at 47. My buildings are not great. I've got 2 power plants that are worth 4 each, so that's going to get me to 55. What am I aiming for? 65? It's going to be close. My blink stabilizer is worth 6, so that gets me to 61. And these 2 buildings are worth 1 each. That's 63. With this technology, my life support are worth 1 more each, so that gets me to 65. Oh no. And then glitches. I've got 2 glitches, 1 up there, 1 right here. So each of those is -2. This makes it -1 each, so I go down to 63. Oh, but I've got the other scoring conditions. So this one, I have at least, I think the thresholds are 4, 7, and 10 flux cores on my fracture device. And I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 7. That's 2 victory points, gets me to 65. And then I have 2 technologies, which is the first threshold that gets me 1 point. I am at 66. That is incredible. So 66 to 65. Narrator wins. Boy, that was by the skin of my teeth, wasn't it? That was pretty cool. So down to the wire, but I was able to manage it somehow. So that is it for my season of Anachrony. I have played a solo playthrough and done a rules refresher for every module available for Anachrony that can be soloed. So I left out, the draft variants. I don't think I need a rules refresher or a demo for that. And I did not do the Intrigues of the Council module with Future Imperfect because that one is not supported by solo play. And this is table for 1, right? So that's kind of what we're doing here. But Anachrony will be back on the channel again, but I will step away from the every other week cadence now. I've got a lot of other games I want to show you, and I'm going to get to that. But as we continue to release new component upgrades on my Etsy store that I co-own, once we've got everything out that we want to make, I'll make a showcase video. And as usual, I'll put a promo code in there if you want to pick some of this stuff up. So we're going to have these score dials. We're going to have nice custom draw bags for these energy cores. And we'll have custom draw bags with the flux cores too and the empty flux casing. So that's coming. And we're talking about maybe making some paradox tokens too. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. But once all that stuff is done and ready, I will make a showcase video to show it off, and I will play Anachrony again using the components so you can check it out. So if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, share it with anybody who you think might enjoy it, and be sure to leave some comments because I really love talking to everybody. That's awesome. I love hearing about your own Anachrony playthroughs or your own strategy tips or what you're struggling with. I'll try and help, especially if you got rules types questions or people are trying to, homebrew a way to mash all of the modules together and play one super mega game of Anachrony. I love to hear about all those sorts of things, so let me know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this series, please consider heading over to my Ko-fi page, ko-fi. There's a link in the description, and dropping me a couple bucks. That would be very much appreciated. It helps keep the channel running, and it helps me avoid things like mid-roll ads during these videos. So if you are willing and able, that would be appreciated. But that is it for this video. That is it for my Anachrony series. I really, really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. If it's been a while, make sure you go play Anachrony because you're going to love it. And I will see you next week in another video. Let's get to some other games. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.
Thank you.